Hey guys, it's Daima here. Welcome to my FF8 polls and kit review stream. Sorry I had to start the stream a little bit late. In fact, I still haven't solved it. For some reason, I'm not able to get chat to appear on screen, which is kind of weird because I haven't changed. Oops. Not too sure why this is happening. So I'm gonna try and we might just have to do today's stream without chat appearing on screen, just because it's just not working. It's so weird. So yeah, I guess I'll have to read your chat the good old-fashioned way instead of seeing them appear on screen. I'm gonna try one more time to see if it loads. Just gonna give me a moment. Because I think it would be really cool to have like everyone's chat appear on screen as I'm polling, but sometimes it just... I mean, this is actually the first time it hasn't worked for me, because usually it goes off without a hitch, so I'm not too sure what could be the issue here. Maybe I've... no, that can't be right. Oh, maybe I've accidentally... I might have accidentally moved it somewhere. So, you know what? I'm just gonna go into the summer screen for you guys to look at the cool animations first while I try to fix this. And we're gonna do all of these pools, by the way. The 10 URs and the FF8 stuff. Is there no animation? Is this the one? Nope, it's just not working. Thanks everyone for dropping my stream. So this is like super rush because I just got home a short while ago, and my schedule today was kind of in flux, so I couldn't really schedule this thing way in advance. Gooby, yes, Irvin Prompto is probably gonna be the meta next. No, I don't think Irvin is that good, but we'll have to see. Nix, thanks for dropping by. Nix says good morning, Odaiba. Woodstock wins, thanks for dropping by. Let's see who Altair is here as well. Altair says, Altair asks, but why is Squall Lightning Element LMAO Gumi's favorite? So I think it's because they want to allow players to put Squall, Lightning, and Cloud in the same team. Okay, so I think we're just gonna have to do the stream this time without chat on screen, because I'm not too sure why, but it's just not appearing at all. So maybe the script is something is wrong with the script, but I'm just not able to fix it right now, and I didn't want to delay the stream any further, so I'm gonna just disable the thing, and we're gonna just go through the kits and do my polls that way. It's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Actually, if you you know what, I'm gonna pause the stream for a little bit and let me see if I have like another loadout, another scene or another setup where this thing works. So I'll be right back in just 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. Okay. And I'm back. Seems like it's just broken all the way, and there's no way I can fix it. Alright, so I'm gonna just do my pulls as per usual, and we're gonna just, I guess I'm just gonna, spend more time reading chat today, since your chat messages won't be appearing on screen, sadly. Gooby says, I'm calling it now. First pull, we see a walkout. That would be fantastic. Now, I do have a history of that happening with Sephiroth, and I got my Lena in the 10 pull ticket as well. So I didn't actually try to pull Lena. She just kind of spooked me on the first 10 pull. So I do have a history of getting spooked on this account. Hopefully we'll be able to continue on that good luck this time around as well. Gonna take a quick look at the shop. 300 paid vis for 120 scrolls, pretty good. And this is the thing we just recently got in global as well. For those of you who want Rainbow Spears, there's that pack, and then where is the Squall thing? Where is the 10 pull ticket? Okay, so here it is. So, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one for Rinoa as well. I'm not sure if I want to pick that up. So, we'll have to wait and see if it's worth getting it. Probably not, I think, because you don't, I mean, Rinoa is free, so it doesn't make any sense to pull a duplicate for her. I'm going to switch my air conditioning for a bit. Alright, we'll take a look at the kit. I guess we'll save Rinoa's pulling for when we are starting with the pulls, but for now I'm going to take a look at everyone's TMRs first. Rinoa's necklace. Okay, 2 casts. 3 turn to a single ally defense and single target resistance up. And 3 turn for the user, MAG up. Pretty interesting effect. So I guess they give single target resistance because I presume they want to give people more tools to play around Elia and bards and all of these characters that have strong single target attacks. Stats wise, not too bad, but no agility on Rinoa's TMR, so that's quite unfortunate. And then for Squall, Legendary Beast is the name of his TMR gear. Oh, let's look at the stats first. No agility as well. You hate to see that. So I'm not too sure if anyone would be willing to use this TMR, but the ability is also 2 casts. Oh, this is a haste TMR as well. So for those of you guys who... Oh, wait, what? What? Okay, so this is a different kind of haste TMR. It's as you can see, it's an AoE buff TMR. And what it does is, it gives the user, the person wearing this TMR, it gives the user haste for 3 turns, as well as for all the allies, they don't get haste. All the allies around the guy using TMR, they do not get haste, but they do get, what is this called? I think it's the defense, sorry, let me see. Is this something new? Its defense debuff resistance greatly increase, which is like, I don't know, it's not that great. So basically okay, so just to explain once again, there's 2 effects, right, for Squall's TMR. So the first effect is the user himself or herself gets haste for 3 turns, and then the second effect is everybody in this AoE area will get 3 turn defense debuff resistance greatly increased. So the resistance only applies for if you get your defense lowered, that kind of thing, which is obviously not that useful. It's not as good as general debuff resistance, but definitely interesting. And I feel like because it's a haste TMR, Squall is pretty much a must pull for everyone because this is the first, I believe this is the first haste TMR that is also a horizontal buff, like what we call AoE buff, right? That's the term in English, I guess. So this is really helpful because if you want haste, like right now in the guild battle map that we are playing in JP, right? The problem is Sephiroth cannot use haste because if you do so, it will force him to run straight ahead, and he'll end up being, he'll end up being very far away from the tank, and you can't really protect him. So what Squall's TMR does is it allows you to use haste while also making your, the user run to the side towards a party member to buff them, and so you won't actually be, running ahead of the rest of the party. So that is really useful. I think it's someone correct me in chat if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first time we have a haste TMR that is attached to an AoE buff. And one thing and I think because this is the second effect is haste, so this means that in the same fight, let's say the first time you're using it, let's say Squall or the user of this TMR is on the left hand side, and then he runs to the center to buff the guy in the middle. So usually in this kind of situation, the one thing you need to worry about is whether or not your character will actually use the TMR buff twice in a row, because there's still one more party member who hasn't received this buff, right? But because this is a haste TMR, I'm going to guess that because it's haste, it's going to prevent the user from using the TMR buff 2 times in a row, which makes it really, really great as an option for if you want to make sure that you want your party member to not run ahead, but also at the same time to not double up on the same buff. So I see people in chat talking about the music. It's garden music from FF8. Love it, says Woodstock Wins. Nick says, sounds pretty much the same as the AT events in Dali with Princess Garnet. Oh, what are you guys talking about? This is clearly FF8, you guys. Like, I actually don't remember how FF9 music sounds like, but this is definitely not that. Okay, so because of the TMR alone, because it's so useful, I'm definitely 100% gonna pull for Squall. To be honest, coming into this stream, I wasn't actually sure if I wanted to go all the way for Squall, because the thing is, nobody knows how good he is yet. But since his companion unit is not out yet, unfortunately, so we can't really take a look at his kit yet. So I guess we'll go ahead with doing the pulls first, and then we'll circle back and look at Squall's kit in just a bit after we finish pulling for him. Oh man, I'm really upset that we are not able to get the stream chat to show on the stream this time. But it is what it is. Nick says, good luck, Odaiba. Alright, we'll just go right into our pulls. I guess we'll start with this thing here. I guess we start with Rinoa. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna record this as a YouTube video. Especially because we don't have the stream chat. I think later on I'm just going to disable the live archive for this and just upload this as a video, because that way it's to be honest, I think the stream archive is now a lot less interesting just because we don't get to see chat appear on screen. So really bummed about that right now. So I'm gonna do it as a recording. Shy Wizard says, free pulls? Wow, Global could use those. Yeah, we have 240 free pulls across the next 2 weeks, I think. Roughly 2 weeks or so. 2 or 3 weeks. And the best part is the free pulls. Some of these free pulls come with guaranteed URs. Like for example, this one right here is a 1 UR guaranteed within the 10 pull. And then I'm excited about this as well. Unfortunately, I don't have enough paid vis to do all of it. You can do up to 3 times. But for this one, basically you have 10, it's a 10 UR guaranteed banner, right? And then on top of that, you get some random bonus from these things here. Like, I think we get all of these or one of these at random. It doesn't really say. So I'm not too sure how it works. I'm going to guess you get everything here, which is blossoms and everything. And the summons cover all the way till probably Dark Shiva. Probably the latest units are all on here, I think, if I'm not wrong. Because I don't have Dark Shiva, I don't have Dark Siren. Oh, Dark Siren is on here as well. So there you go. Perfect way to catch up to all the whales out there. All the Krakens, I mean. Alright, so we're just gonna start getting into it. No point getting bumped about no chat on screen. Lewis says, keep the free pulls, give global vis, don't need old units that take 6 months to build. Well, the thing is, you know, they've already done that. They've already gone that route. And clearly, for some reason, they're not going to be able to give us enough vis. So I'll take whatever I can get. Even if it's in the form of free pulls. Final Wexer says, best of luck, Odaiba. Thank you so much. Asha says, Seed VC is cost 70. Does that mean it has an ability? No, it's a Lightning VC. We've already confirmed this on the chat, but I guess we got more details 2 days ago when it appeared in the notices. But this is a Lightning Element VC, so that's why it's cost 70. Gives you single target resistance 20, ATK up 25%, and strike resistance up 20. And then the bestowed effect is ATK up 10% and obtain AP up 30%. That is pretty good. That is really, really good. I have WOTV Calc loaded up over here on a separate window as well, because I saw that Bismarck is awake. So I'm not sure if this means it's gonna be super fast at updating the FF8 stuff. So we're gonna take a quick look at that. You know, the music this time is, I don't know, it's kind of, like, sometimes I wonder if, you know, maybe they could have picked a better FF8 music track, because I kind of feel like it's not as hype right now, right? Because the music is, like, very mellow. Does anyone feel that way as well, or is it just me? Asha says, oh, it's not job-based. Nice. Yep. So they felt that they knew that they wanted to give single target resistance to lightning at some point, but they didn't. They were like kind of figuring out the timing, and they felt that right now is, like, you know, a good time to finally give lightning element single target resistance, because we still don't have it on any VCs in JP. Okay, let me just start my recording. Gooby says, I'm vibing with the music. And Shy Wizard says, it's like a lullaby. Yeah. Nix Marco says, it's 8 AM in the Netherlands, so I'm happy with the pace of the music. Alright. It's not so bad, I guess. Chris Matt says, solid TMR for both units so far. You actually like the TMR for Rinoa? I kind of thought it's not that useful, right? Okay, it has single target resistance, so I guess it's I guess you could use this on your support unit to buff the tank and give them defense up and single target resistance up. Once we get the TMR, we're gonna check that out and see how much of an increase you get for the single target resistance. Joan Albert Sepida asks, what sword category is Squall? Squall is in Sword Knight, the same class as Lightning, King Bradley, and Stern. Woodstock Wind says single target resistance is great for TMR, especially 2 casts. Yep, agree. Definitely agree on that. I do wish that the TMR itself had agility, so that's my only gripe. Whoa. What's that in the... what? What the heck was that? Okay. Hey guys, it's Daiba here, and welcome to my pulls and full kit review for Final Fantasy VIII collab in War Divisions JP. So you guys can't see it right now, but I'm actually streaming this part live. What you guys are watching is a recording of that live stream, but I'm actually here with a bunch of guys in chat. Unfortunately, due to a technical issue, I cannot get the YouTube chat to appear on screen today, so I'm gonna, throughout my polling for the FF8 stuff, I'm going to just read out a bunch of comments from chat, and that's going to be, I know it's a little bit weird, but that's going to be how we're gonna do it for today's video. So we're gonna do a lot of polls. I've already went through and looked at the TMR, and it has convinced me that Squall is a character that I absolutely want to pull. I'll talk about why in just a bit. But for the actual pulling, we're gonna start with the free temple where Rinoa comes in, and then we're gonna do the celebratory free temple with 1 UR guaranteed. You get like, we are basically in JP, we're getting like 240 free pulls over the span of the next 3 weeks. So this is the first of that. And then after that, I guess we'll start straight away with the FF8 pulls first. So we're gonna see how much of the you know, VC and units, how much, whether or not we get lucky and get Squall and the VC first, and then based on that we'll decide what to do with the rest of it. If I have free Viz remaining, or rather if I have paid Viz remaining, I'll also be doing these UR10 pulls for 1000 paid Viz, and you get like a bunch of bonus stuff as well. So it's going to be a bit of a marathon pulling session. I'm not actually sure if I have enough to pity Squall if I need to, but we're just gonna play it by ear. Before we start with the pulling, I'm just going to you know, explain what the TMRs are. Rinoa is a accessory TMR called Rinoa's Necklace. As you can see, stats here: 270 HP, 6 defense, 10 spirit, and 12 critical evasion. Now for Rinoa's TMR skill, it is a 2-cast ability that allows the user to buff a single ally with defense up and single target resistance up. And then for the user himself or herself, they also get 3 turns MAG up. So we were just discussing this in chat. Somebody pointed out that because it's single target resistance buff, is going to be really useful. That somebody was Woodstock Winds. And then I was saying as well that because this gives you single target resistance and defense, you could probably get your support unit to use this TMR to buff your tank. So that's going to be a really interesting TMR. And then the other one, Squall's TMR, is pretty good as well. It's actually one of the reasons why I've decided I'm going to go to pity for him if I have to. Obviously, I do hope that we can just, you know, get him off the first temple ticket, or just as early as possible. But with that said, Squall's TMR is called the Legendary Beast. It's a accessory TMR as well, with 267 HP, 13 defense, and 10 critical. And the TMR ability, don't let the AoE buff fool you, but this is basically a haste TMR. And the really unique thing about it is that even though it gives the user haste, it is also an AoE buff skill. And the AoE part of the ability comes in the form of giving everyone in this AoE range defense, debuff, resistance greatly increased. So it's like a throwaway kind of effect, because most of the time you don't really need that kind of specific defense, debuff, resistance kind of thing. But the really good thing about this is that it's a haste TMR that allows you to not that allows the user to not have to run out straight ahead, leaving the rest of the party behind. So what this TMR will do is, once you equip it, like for example, if you have Sephiroth, you know, in a lot of situations, Sephiroth, when you put the haste TMR on him, he'll just on turn 1 run straight ahead and use the haste TMR ability, right? So what's going to change now is, if you put Squall TMR on Sephiroth instead, what he's going to do is, instead of running straight ahead, he's going to run to the side to buff whichever ally is next to him, usually the tank or somebody else with hate on your party. And in doing so, you're able to get Sephiroth to use haste, to get haste on him without having him run out and ahead of the rest of your party members. So it's going to be really useful. I expect that a lot of people are going to start using Squall's TMR just because it's so much better than having your attacker run out ahead and dying straight away. And I think for that reason, once FF8 is out, pretty much everybody who's competitive will want to get Squall's TMR. Alright, so I've talked long enough, so I'm going to actually start pulling now while reading a bunch of comments from chat. So if you're watching this, most likely I've already finished polling already, but wish me luck anyway. And oh, there we go. Golden book right away. Let's see here. Chris Matt says another TMR for Sylvie is good, and Squalls is probably a good side grade to the other haste TMR. Don't need AGI on Rinoa's TMR, in my opinion. Yeah, Rinoa's, yeah, you're right actually. For Rinoa's TMR, because you're using it on a supporter to buff the tank or some other units. Oh, hello. Sorry, we just had to, I just had to stay quiet there to, appreciate the full beauty of our goddess coming into our lives. I just wanted to, take a bit of a silent moment to appreciate Rinoa's beauty. And so yeah, early on we was talking about Rinoa's TMR before I did that weird pause there. So yeah, like what who was it who said, like what Chris Matt says, Rinoa's TMR, yeah, you don't really need agility because you're using it on a supporter who is going to buff a tank. So he's absolutely right on that. It's not as important as the other TMRs. In terms of whether or not he has agility up. Final Waxer says one pull Squall. Yep, that's coming right up. I'm sure we'll get it in one pull straight away, just like with Sephiroth in the past. If those of you guys, if some of you guys in chat right now have seen my previous live stream for Sephiroth, that was like the spookiest. Okay, this is not bad. That was like the spookiest 10 pull of all time. Because Sephiroth is like a final boss kind of character. And I was just really shocked when he came in on the first 10 pull. So right now we're gonna try and do that. What is this? Wait, did they reduce the price needed for the... I think they did, right? Normally this banner, the 5 pull 1 UR guaranteed is 1000 paid vis, right? Now where is the featured banner? Here we go. So we're gonna go straight away into our Squall pulls. And we'll see how lucky we get. Nick says, my childhood crush. Yeah. I'm really glad that Rinoa is here. And she's the free unit, so everybody will get Rinoa in War of the Visions. Unfortunately, it looks like we didn't get a UR on our first 10 pull for Squall. Now I've been... Oh, wait a minute. It did get upgraded, but it's not what I expect. So later on, if we don't get Squall in our 5 UR guaranteed pulls, we are going to finish one round of this. Because there is a 10%... I believe that there's a 10% rate up at the end of the PD meter here. This thing here. So in JP, the cost 100 collab banner is a little bit different. I believe for global version, it's if you pull... the meter goes up by 5%, and then when it's 100%, you get the unit guaranteed. Thankfully, that's not the case in JP. We still have the old system for that. So that's one thing I'm quite thankful for in World of Visions JP. I hope they copy that over to the global version as well. Alright, next up, we're gonna do the 5 UR guaranteed pulls. And hopefully we get Squall and the VC just from doing this banner 2 times. It also comes with 80 Mind Spear, so this is guaranteed to be good value for sure. Gooby says slightly better than Qfei TMR. What does Qfei TMR do? I don't actually remember. I don't think I've ever used Qfei's TMR, to be honest. Alright. JP0 says it's 1k in global, right. So I guess they kind of improved on that for the collab design. Usually it's 1k paid vis for JP as well. So far nothing great. No. This is it, you guys. Oh boy. Terrible, terrible. Like, and I don't get anything new whatsoever. Oh well. Dozo says good pull for brown book. Yeah, it's not bad, but I mean this banner is guaranteed to give you 5 euros to begin with, so it obviously wouldn't go very bad to begin with. Oh, this time we do have a golden book. Hopefully this means good things for us. Just give me all the FF8 stuff in this single 10 pull, and all will be forgiven game. So far the VCs have been fire VCs, right? Fire character VCs. So hopefully that may mean that we have a Squall VC somewhere here or here. Oh well. That was the absolute worst pull ever for this banner. We got nothing good out of it. The best part about the previous temples was actually the 80 Mind Spears we get. Alright, so next up we're gonna do the 80 Mind Spear pull, the non-paid version. I don't expect we'll get anything good out of this, but hey, you know what? It's 80 Mind Spears, I'll take it. So far, this pull session has been horrible. Okay, so now what I'm hoping for is that, at the very least, that I do not go to pity. If we can at least do that for Squall, then, you know, I'll be happy as a little bugger. Nox Song is sad, kind of too afraid to watch what's happening, and Dozo says JP0 says it's rough. So next up, I think we're gonna do the one round of the Squall banner and see if we get lucky. Actually, you know what, I wanna, since it's 500 paid vis, I think I'm going to go for the trap banner. And we have a 2% chance of getting Squall here. In this UR guaranteed, as long as it's a unit. 2% chance to get Squall. Will it happen for us? Let's find out. It's the wrong main character. I think the game is like trying to, you know, troll me, like, because right now all I want are the FF8 characters, and for some reason they just keep giving me the WOTV main characters instead. What's the deal, game? Why you gotta be like that? Wait a minute. Oh, I can do one more of this. The 80 Mind Spears pull, even the previous ones, give you 100 FF8 summon medals, so it's definitely worth pulling. And it looks like we have a UR here. Could this be it? Has our luck finally improved? This banner has no guaranteed UR, so it's kind of a miracle that we do get a UR unit here. This could very well be it, guys. I feel sorry for hyping you guys up. It's just Garvel. Damn it. Next up is the standard banner. So like I said, we're gonna do one round of this. Oh, sorry about that. That was my alarm going off. Nix Marco says wishful thinking. Yeah, I know. I know. Even whoa. We kind of got spooked there. Nothing great, but at least we do get 2 URs out of... Wait a minute. So because it's a UR, the meter doesn't increase. So that's kind of a bad trade-off. So one thing I kind of regret is not farming enough of the story quests to make sure that I have enough free viz beforehand to PD Squall. Because today has been a bit of a mad rush. So I haven't had time to play much of the game at all this morning. But hopefully we won't have to get to that state of having to PD for the unit. Okay, no UR. Alright, so we are 3/5 of the way there. Gonna see if we get lucky. One thing I do like is that, whoa. And just as I said that, we do get a guaranteed not a guaranteed UR. We do get a UR in this temple, which means sadly the meter will not increase, but hey, this pull session has been going so bad so far. I guess, you know, getting our meter delayed by 1 temple is not going to be, it's not going to change much in the grand scheme of things. Nix Marco says this is it. Well, and oh man, it's a VC. I was gonna say, you know, Nix is like some kind of psychic or something, because just as I read out Nick's comment that this is it, we saw a golden book, but unfortunately it's for a vision card, and I believe this banner, there's no way it'll be the FF8 VC, so it's guaranteed to be something bad, unless it's Dark Shiva or Dark Siren. Close enough. Close enough. I think I'm getting punished for having tons of good luck on my previous pull sessions. So obviously today, you know, when I came into it, for some weird reason my stream setup was not working. As in, you know, the YouTube chat is not showing on screen. So that's the first bad omen. And then when I come in, you know, when I actually start pulling, we get, you know, all kinds of old characters in the summons, and we're not getting anything good at all. To be honest, I wouldn't mind at all if I get Dark Siren or Dark Shiva out of these pulls, because I do need those VCs at some point. Let's see here. BZL TV says, yo, am I late, Odaiba? Who are you pulling for? And yeah, like Nick says, I'm trying to pull for Squall right now. We're doing it without actually knowing how good Squall is as a unit, but I kind of decided, just based on the TMR, that, you know, because it's going to be a useful TMR no matter what, I feel like I just want to get the unit just based on that. I don't really care about the unit performance. We'll find that out later on once I'm done with the pulls. Now this right here, this first shot has a 10% chance of being Squall. To be honest, I've never actually had the pickup unit appear in the this, you know, full meter pull, so maybe this can be the first time. Alright, we did get to pity! Yes! This is, I believe, really the first time ever I've actually managed to get a featured collab unit through the PD meter in JP. First time ever, you guys. Holy cow. And I have to credit it to everyone in the chat here. Really, it's thanks to you guys that I managed to escape the desperate situation of going to PD. And we're gonna go and take a look at his performance, his abilities in just a bit. Just want to read out some chat. JP0 says congrats. Robo Hobo says Barlam Garden OST, what awesome memories. Shy Wizard, Norman Lev, Dozo, Nix, Coin Monty, Cal, LK, thanks for everyone's good wishes. I really wish I could show everyone's comments on stream right now. Really pains me that it's not working today. So we have quite a bit of free vis left, 15,000. So I think I want to do the VC streams. Sorry, the VC pools off stream. I mean, because I'm not sure how much visual I can afford to spend on the FF8 VC summons. Let me collect my daily bonus first. Daily spending bonus. Oh, UR scrolls. 10 UR scrolls every day. Not sure if you guys saw me mention this on stream previous time, but the JP daily purchase bonus is really great. As you can see here on day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Day 5 and day 6, you get a combined 220 UR scrolls plus 10 per day. So that is pretty nuts. And you have your antlers here, your rainbow spears here. I really wish global version could take a page out of this. This is really good. Dozo says, is the VC good? Yeah, it's one of the most important Lightning VCs in the game, right up there with FF13 Lightning VC. So just to read out the abilities on the FF8 VC for everybody who came late. Squall's vision card gives everyone in the Lightning party 20 single target resistance, 25% ATK up, and 20 strike resistance. So you can imagine how good that is against the current JP meta. Bestowed ability is 10% ATK up and 30% obtained AP up. Really incredible. What were we gonna pull for next? I don't remember. I think we're gonna start by doing this. For some reason we never get this in global. Hopefully they'll change that, but there is a 10 pull that gives you 25 shards for the vision card, and you have that for every single vision card that comes out. And the thing is, because if you're going to spend Viz to buy the 25 shards anyway, this works out to be 250 Viz for a 10 pull. So we're gonna do that right away. If we get lucky, we'll just get it right off the bat. And it's a gold book, but it could be. Wait a minute, could this really be it? So usually with this banner, if you see a gold book, usually it's trying to tell you that it is a mislead, because most of the time the gold book means you got a rainbow shard thing here, this thing here. But as it turns out, the final shard in the 10 pull is actually a VC shard. So that means we got a guaranteed UR vision card, and I guess it could be the FF8 VC, but will we really get so lucky? Of course not. Gumi gonna Gumi, man. It's nice that, well, at least it's nice that we do get a UR vision card here. But I already knew that going to this 10 pull, that is not going to be a good time. But we pull on it anyway. Okay, so because we have some paid Viz remaining, I'm gonna do the 10 UR pulls 2 times here. And then I think after that, we're just going to go into the full kit review for Rinoa and Squall, because I think for the VC, the FF8 VC, I'll decide later if I want to pull using free Viz or paid Viz. So for these, new vision card, Alshirel's vision card. So for these 10 pulls, the main thing I'm aiming for are Dark Siren and Dark Shiva. But as you guys saw just a moment ago, we did get a Melnia here, so it's it would have been great other than except for the fact that I already have Melnia fully built, so I don't actually need Melnia. But we do have a new vision card that I didn't manage to get previously, so I'm at least thankful for that. Renzo Kuken says, let's see the Squall companion already. So earlier we checked already, the Squall companion isn't out yet. So that's the only reason why we haven't went in to take a look at the stats and the abilities. Oh, Dark Odin. We got spooked there, but it's not the correct Dark Asper that we're looking for. Nothing great so far. Or rather, you know, tons of great things, but we just already have, or rather I already have, like, you know, all of them on my current account. So, not too great, but hey, for 1000 paid vis, it's still a steal, so can't really complain. Alright, so like I said, for the vision card, I'll just, you know, do the pulling for that off stream, because I want to see how much vis I have later on first. For now, I'm going to do a tally of the amount of mock medals I have. Look at all this stuff, you guys. All of these came from the 1k paid vis banner as a bonus. Can you imagine that? The 1k paid vis banner that gave you 10 UR. And all of that stuff you just saw in the presents box are just bonus on top of that. Uh, 13 10 pulls. I'm gonna trade all of this in. And as you guys can see here, I already have 320 Maestria, so I'm pretty much going to be able to build him in a couple of days at the most. Alright, so for those of you guys watching this as a YouTube video, I'm going to end the video here for the Squall and Rinoa full kit review. We'll do it as a separate video. And yeah, hope you guys check that out as well. It will be, once all of this is up on YouTube, you will find the link to watch the full kit review on the upper right hand side corner over here. Okay, so guys, those of you watching live right now, don't worry, that's not the end of the stream yet. I'm just saying that so that I can stop recording, and then we can go and take a look at the kits for Rinoa and Squall. So we're going to start by taking a look at the companion unit. Hopefully, he's out already. Oh, here he is. Alright, so we'll just get right into it. Passive, let's take a look at the passive here. Slash, resistance, penetration, defense, and area resistance up. Second passive, wait a minute, HP and ATK up. Did I read this wrong? He has no defense penetration? Are you serious? Slash, resistance, penetration, defense, and area resistance. What the heck? So he doesn't actually have defense penetration? That can't be right. That can't be right. Did we misread on Squall, and is he actually a bad unit? Holy cow, I'm actually really concerned right now. Like, what kind of a unit in 2023 doesn't have defense penetration? Okay, so he does have defense penetration from the Trick Lancer lore, but that's only 40%. Marshall's one. Yeah, looks like that's pretty much it. He only has 40 defense penetration, so definitely not a powerhouse attacker, so he's definitely more of a defensive, a bruiser kind of unit. Certainly doesn't feel good considering that FF7's Cloud had, like, what? You could easily build up to 100% defense penetration using Cloud way back when. So straight away, that is a bit of a minus point, but hey, maybe they gave him tons of other great stuff that you wouldn't even mind not having defense penetration. So right now with the two passes, the the main passive here and the Trick Lancer lore, we're at 40% slash resistance penetration and 40% defense penetration. So hopefully we get a bunch more great things. It's kind of weird. So usually for the commanding unit, they will equip the two passive ability, the two support passives that are, you know, things that came from the main job. And I guess this means that his second passive here that came from the main job, HP, max HP up and ATK up, is just really bad. So, you know, as long as you don't equip this and just put on Trick Lancer lore, it should be a way better time with Squall. But hey, he does have area resistance up and defense up. So it's not too bad altogether. So next up, we're gonna take a look at the reaction ability first. This is Auto Guard. So it's one of those reaction abilities that reduces the amount of damage you take whenever it activates, but only for slash and strike attacks. So I guess this is similar to what Alaya has, right? I believe, except hers is for strike and something else. So I think, if I'm not wrong, the activation rate for this reaction ability is 70% usually. Woodstock wins us no movement passes. We're gonna take a quick look at that. I don't actually remember seeing it, but just in case, we're going to double check. But you know, to be honest, Squall, I don't think he needs any movement passives. I don't think he needs move +1, because the whole point, the whole concept of the character is to have your enemies come closer to Squall using Honeycomb Barrier. So this is a martialist one with accuracy up and confusion and stun nullify, HP up and ATK up. So this is the one from the main job, I think. Trick Lancer lore. This is the main job passive, and another one from Martialist. This is accuracy up and the Martialist counter ability improvement. Yeah, so he doesn't have move +1 or anything like that. And then his reaction ability options are Auto Guard, which I just explained earlier, and the Martialist one that gives you a 2-hit counter attack, which is not that great. And then Counter Trick, which is it's a preemptive counter attack. That is a piercing move. I mean, you know, the spear move. So this is not bad, but most of the time I think you're just going to stick with the main reaction ability. Let me just poke around real quick and see what his upgrades are. Oh, yeah, he has more defense penetration on what is this called? His AoE, he has more, the AoE attack gives him, I guess, 40% more defense penetration. So I guess that's how you're supposed to play him. Faris says, is Pugilist sub? If he had Martialist sub, he would have Gus. Oh yeah, you're right, it's Pugilist. Pugilist. I get confused about that. Astil Hawk wanted to check something. Astil Hawk, what are you talking about for manual? Christmas asks, do you even want a move up passive? And Astil Hawk says, yeah, for manual you do want that. Well, I guess this means that he's not going to be as great for, you know, manual, because if you think about it, one of Squall's main thing is the Honeycomb Barrier. Honeycomb Barrier doesn't do much for you in manual, I think. Wait, actually it does. It's actually useful in manual. It's just that you won't have the added effect of forcing your enemies to come in closer to you. Gooby says they're saying check the master ability. We already know about the master ability because it was announced beforehand 2 days ago, but it has the standard lightning ability stuff, and then for Squall himself, he gets reaction block 20 and area resistance 10. So he's going to be a bit of a area resistance beast. Between the master ability and the passive, he's already at like 25 area resistance. So if you add 20 more from vision card, let me just switch to my lightning comp, and this should go up to 45. Yep. So he's at 45 area resistance, and then single target, if I have the the Squall vision card is here. So single target resistance is at 35, which I believe is 20 from the vision card and 15 from the survival vest. So he's almost like a tank in that regard, except he doesn't have hate up, right? He doesn't have any hate gen move. So next up, we're gonna go through his kit real quick. Woodstock Wind says, Honeycomb Barrier sounds great for manual PvP. Yeah, it is great because, you know, obviously there's a lot of damage reduction as long as the enemy is 4 range away. But what I mean is that it's only in auto PvP where you get the added effect of, you know, the enemy AI will be forced to come closer to Squall, because that is a thing that is, you know, a by effect as a result of auto play, right? Irvin asks, how about the sword? Let's take a look at the sword. 20 HP, 172 attack, 14 MAG, 4 accuracy, 6 critical, and the generic bestowed ability is slash attack up 15, and the Squall specific stuff, yeah, all of this is Squall only. Initial AP up 10, critical rate up 15, and wow, on critical hit, 1 turn defense up. This is pretty nuts. So whenever he scores a critical hit, his defense will be increased. Very interesting. And he's at 39 defense. He's at 35. He's at 39 defense with Dark Bahamut, you guys. Holy cow. That's not even a tank Asper. So I'm going to guess the increase from the sword is like 10 or 15 when he gets a critical hit. So it's going to be super tanky for sure, as long as it's a physical attack. So we're going to go through the abilities one by one now. Buniset asks how much damage being reduced at 7 blocks, so we'll check that in just a bit. But for now, I want to go through the abilities. So this is the main means of attacking. It's a AoE diamond-shaped attack. I think this was covered on the review stream. 3 turn slash resistance down on the enemies before doing damage M, and 3 turn defense penetration down, and 3 turn healing ability down on the targets. Okay, so I read that wrong. I thought the defense penetration was for Squall, but it's actually for the enemy. The enemy gets 3 turn defense penetration down. So I'm not sure how Squall is supposed to do a lot of damage. Maybe he just doesn't. Next up, we have a single target attack, 22 AP, 3. This is a new one. So for 3 turns, this move will decrease the amount of type chain resistance on the enemy before doing 2 hits of damage M. I think this is the first time we are seeing type chain resistance appear as a word in an ability. So this means sword and, you know, obviously sword, obviously missile, magic, everything that is an attack type. And it's all attack type, by the way, so that means that after you hit with this move, if let's say the rest of your party are magic users, you're going to do more damage to them using your magic chain as well. 3 turn targets type chain resistance down before doing 2 hits of damage M. Next up, this is the AoE buff for Squall. Okay, so this is quite interesting as well. But why do they put it separately? So this is the AP auto... Wait, but he already has an AP auto recovery move. So okay, so I believe the way this works is everyone in this AoE range will get 3 turn slash 3 turn slash attack up and defense up. And then for Squall himself, he'll also get 3... He'll get AP recovery. I think this is AP recovery one time. And then on top of that, it also gives Squall 3 turn protect. So just to recap, this is a protect move. It'll give Squall 3 turns of protect, but also everyone in this range will also get 3 turn of slash attack up and defense up. And then Squall also gets one more additional effect, which is AP recovery. I believe it's a one-time recovery. It's kind of weirded very, it's weirded very awkwardly because the AP recovery effect is somewhere in the middle, which means that it's not a 3-turn effect, I believe. Alright, so next up, this is the low AP move. Does damage small to the target, and on critical hits, recover AP, and if you kill the enemy with this move, you also recover AP. Interesting, but probably not going to be used a lot. And the honeycomb barrier is, I think you guys already know this, but this gives 3 turn slash and strike resistance up on Squall, and then for the next 3 turns, if the enemy is at least 4 squares away, you get damage reduction, and this effect is greater the further away your enemy is, up to 7 squares away. And then finally we have Blasting Zone. This is the AoE attack that will remove protect, this is the one that gives defense penetration up on Squall. So in order to get a really great amount of defense penetration, you will need to hit with this move. Defense penetration up on Squall, followed by every target in the AoE range gets their protect removed before taking damage L, and this is a guaranteed hit. So you have to hit with this move. Range 4. But the main move is range 5 though. So because the defense penetration part is on this move, right? The one tricky part is the range for this move here is super low. It's not a diamond-shaped AoE, it's a straight line kind of thing, right? So it's really hard to hit 2 enemies at the same time, which means that one way to counterplay against Squall is to have your units lined up so that they're not in a straight line. And as long as they're not in a straight line, what will happen is Squall will be forced to use this AoE attack instead of using the this one right here. This is the one that gives defense penetration. But if you can only hit 1 enemy with the defense penetration up move, whereas you can hit 2 enemies with this move here, what it's going to do is force Squall to default to using this move instead. And by doing that, Squall will not be able to get his defense penetration increased. So that's how you're supposed to counterplay against Squall. Astra says, if it's type Chain Imperial, then only slash, missile, fizz, etc. type chains will be increased. Magic will break the chain and kill any buff from that effect. No, but what I'm saying is, because it's all type Chain Imperial, right? So if let's say your next 2 party members are all magic attack users and they use magic attacks, wouldn't that actually do more damage as well? I don't think magic would. As in, so obviously you're going to break the chain from Squall to a magic user, but what I'm saying is, if you use a Squall and 2 magic users, then after the first magic user attacks with magic, the second one can come in with another magic attack, and the Imperial will still be useful for that. That's what I'm saying. Magic doesn't chain? Wait, what? Magic doesn't chain? Holy cow, I had no idea. Are you sure? Oh, wow, I never knew that. Astra says magic is a elemental chain type attack. Oh, I never knew that. Huh. So that explains why if I'm using some kind of 3-hit magic attack, I do not actually clear the mission for attack type chaining. I see. Well, thanks for clarifying that. I never realized, was it explained anywhere in the game? Anyway, does anyone have questions about Squall's abilities and set? Because if not, I think next time we're gonna look at Rinoa's abilities up next. But actually, I think I missed out something. I missed out the sub-job. So for his seed sub-job, there's 2 abilities here. One is, what? How do you say this? Rough Divide. Okay. So this is a move, a range 3 single target move that will move Squall towards the square that he's targeting, and it will do CT down small on the enemy while increasing Squall's CT by CT up small. So a very weird move, probably not something you want to have on for auto. Or maybe you might, if you want to get closer to the enemy for some reason, maybe you would use this in some way. But most of the time I think we won't be using that. And then his other move here is an AoE attack. So this is a typeless attack. It does lightning element damage M to all targets in the AoE, but there is no type. There is no attack type associated to it. Not too sure if this is actually useful in any kind of specific situation, but most likely we'll run something else for the sub-job. I think that's pretty much it for Squall, right? Let's take a look at Rinoa's next. Ferris says 3-year player and still doesn't realize magic doesn't change. Yeah, I know, right? No, but seriously, where did they actually explain that magic doesn't change? I just never found that out. And then, you know, the funny thing is, so you know, if you want to increase the affinity between 2 units, right? Like the easiest way is to go and use 2 resonant keys and just, you know, do a bunch of buffs to increase that affinity. I didn't even know that until I think a couple of months ago, because what happened was, in the past what I always did was, if I wanted to raise affinity, I would waste 10 resonant keys just to get everyone's affinity up to level 5. And then somebody in Visipore told me, actually you don't have to do that, you just need 2 keys, and you use the first key, you go into the fight, and you just keep buffing everyone up, and then you do it one more time, and you get your affinity to level 5. So there's a lot of things that even I myself don't realize after playing the game for so long. Astra says Ramada told you. Maybe I think I skipped too many of Ramada's dialogue lines, so that's probably why I didn't know. Astra says they gave him so many of Thancred's attacks. Yeah, Squall is actually Thancred in disguise. You heard it first. Squall is another fake cost 100. RoboHobo says that's one of his ultimates in the game. What is? RoboHobo, what are you talking about? What is one of his ultimates in the game? Chris Matt says, wouldn't both Rinoa and Squall's TMR be great for supports? No, Squall's TMR is good for attacker because you don't really care about the support effect on that TMR. All you really care about is that it's a haste TMR and that it allows your attacker to go to the side instead of running out all the way in front of the rest of your party. So just for the TMR, alright, just for the TMR alone, I feel that it's super worth it to grab Squall when he's out in global, just for the TMR alone. And then whatever Squall is as a unit is like a bonus. Kale says, is he that bad? No, right now we don't really know too much about Squall. Feel like he's probably not that bad, but he doesn't seem OPAF, if you know what I mean. Like he doesn't seem as broken as Alaya or any of the FF8 characters are better than Squall so far. But then again, he's a very new kind of character that does very different things. So I'll really have to, you know, get into playing him before I can actually make a decision on whether or not he's good or not. But so far, just from reading his abilities, I don't feel that he's that great yet. The one thing he has going for him is that he has a lot of endurance. He has ways to increase his defense, he has protect, and he has so much stuff. He doesn't have barrier though, and he doesn't have courage, and he doesn't have re-race. So we're gonna have to see how much this will bite him in the ass. Chris Matt says, Sylvie, Minwoo, Yuna, and Ayaka would use this if you have a second haste TMR. I guess that might be interesting, but I mean, do you really need haste on your support characters? I'm not too sure about that. Alright, anyway, next up we're gonna go into Rinoa's kit. But before that, I just want to take a look real quick. Does everyone know if WOTV Calc is updated already? Because if they have, we're just gonna take a look at that. Alright, I'm going to assume no. Sometimes Bismarck updates the unit section first without updating the home page, but doesn't seem like it's been updated yet. Alright, so we are gonna keep the train going. I have about, I guess, 15 minutes left before I have to end the stream and go and do something else. But let's go and take a look at Rinoa's stuff. So first of all, the passive. First one is MAG up, area resistance up, and ability activation, ability casting time reduced. So that's going to be the main one you want to have all the time. And the second one is just healing ability up. So I think you probably replace this with something else, right? Reaction ability is counter heal. When taking damage, when taking damage, you have a chance of recovering HP small. So we're gonna go straight into our Rinoa to check what are the other options. I think she has another cast time activation reduction passive, and if she does, you probably, oh, I picked Tifa instead of Rinoa. What am I thinking? If she has that as well, then you probably want to just put both cast time activation down passives on her, so that she has a chance of healing your party members without needing casting time. This is spirit and magic attack resistance up. This is AP, increase starting AP and ability to increase magic damage. Is this it? No, this is spirit penetration and defense up. So I guess she doesn't have a second casting time reduction skill. Yeah, looks like it. It's only 5, right? This is the Red Mage one. This is from Grimoire Master. The main job one, and 1, 2, 3. Another main job one, and I think that's it. So I think she's going to be at, let me calculate it, assuming this is 200. 200, and then I believe on her master ability or dream ability she has another 200. So basically, you will need 2 ticks for any form of healing for Rinoa, I believe, because the casting time reduction is only up to about 600, no, 400, 200, 400. Yeah, the casting time reduction is only up to 400 for healing, for non-attack skills. So you will definitely need 2 ticks for Rinoa to heal anybody, which is really bad because while she's casting a healing spell, and while you're waiting for that casting time to happen, Alaya here can just run up and use Stack Impact to cancel your cast time activation. Cancel your casting animation, basically. To cancel, it's like the what do you call it? I think you guys know what I mean, right? Like basically you can get interrupted and then the spell won't come out. So I'm not sure how good Rinoa is going to be already, because at the current point, Valis is not even being used that much, even though he has instant healing right now. Or actually not instant, it's basically like 1 tick. Like it comes out almost right away. And yet people don't really run him very much because of the problem of if your main attacker dies and your Valis and tank is remaining, then you have no means of winning the fight anymore. So for that reason alone, Valis is not used that much right now. And if Valis is not even used that much, I don't think Rinoa will be used that much. But again, this is very early days, very, very early impressions. So I think if you want to use Rinoa or Valis, you would probably run 2 attackers and a support. So Rinoa could still be viable in such a team. Like for example, if you run King Bradley, Melnir, and Rinoa, that might make sense. And that seems to be the suggested way to play Rinoa because her healing, not sure if you guys have noticed. I think you would probably only learn this from the stream, my live translation stream, but her healing actually heals up to 2 targets. 2 single targets. Twin recovery. So because a lot of, if you're somebody who, went by, who only saw Rinoa's skill description from the, the image they had showing how Rinoa's skills work, if you only saw that and you didn't watch my live translation stream, you might not have known that the skill recovery can actually be upgraded to heal 2 single targets. So assuming that you have Rinoa in the middle of Melnir and King Bradley, this move will heal them both at the same time, and that's something that even Valis cannot do. So that's basically the main reason why you might want to run Rinoa as opposed to some other healer. Anyway, we're going to go straight into the rest of her kit. I think just now we talked about the passive and the erection ability. Master ability, we'll read that first. Master ability is the standard earth stuff, and then for Rinoa herself, she gets minus 20% casting time for attack and non-attack, and lightning resistance plus 15. Ray Joshua says, unpopular opinion, Rinoa is just a Tifa franchise. Just a bootleg Tifa. Yeah, that's why I accidentally selected Tifa instead of Rinoa just now. That must be it. In terms of character design, yeah. I somewhat agree with you there, Joshua. That's the reason why I mistook Tifa for Rinoa just now. Anyway, on to her skills. First one here is Quake. It's an AoE attack that does mag base damage M to all targets if they do not have float status. So this move cannot hit anybody with a float status on them. And after the damage, it will also do 3 turn earth resistance down on the targets, and it will also have a chance to cause them to be stunned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up to 5 range, but there's a casting time of 200, so I'm not sure how useful this will be. I believe the maximum amount of attack skill cast time reduction you can get is 800 with Rinoa. So this will take 1 tick. It will not be a instant cast. Next up, Twin Recovery. I've already explained this. Recover HP L to HP large to 2 targets and give them 3 turn agility up. Has a casting time of 320, so that means 2 ticks for sure. Next up is, what is this? Twin Strike. So this is her attack, I think that was covered on the stream as well. Hits up to 2 targets and does a mag base damage L to them and guaranteed hit. 280. So this is a 1 tick move. Next up is Mad Sorcery. What is this? Ah, okay. So this is a single target move, and it seems to be Rinoa's low AP move, right? It's the move that the AI will use when you don't have enough AP, or rather when you have, you know, just enough AP for this, but not anything else. So it will do, it's a single target attack, and it will do mag base, MAG base damage small to 1 target, and there's a chance that you can land confusion on them. And then this is her self buff. Oh, okay, never mind. Scratch that. She has activation time reduction greatly reduced for 3 turns with this buff. And on top of that, she also gets 3 turn damage, magic damage increase, and also silence and confusion and berserk nullify for the next 3 turns. Okay, I just changed my mind. After reading this skill alone is what makes Rinoa viable. Because, you know, if you guys saw me play in the the global version auto PvP tournament back in April, I'm not sure, is it basically at some point, I think in the tournament or in the Discord, I mentioned that, you know, SR Leela is super good because in this game there are very few ways to counter silence. Like if SR Leela tries to cast a silence move on you, you're pretty much almost guaranteed to get hit with silence. There's almost no way to resist it. But for Rinoa, she has a guaranteed way to resist silence for 3 turns. So this alone makes Rinoa like tournament viable against SR Leela, or at least in the limited guild battle sense. If you're playing any kind of cost limited content where SR Leela is a strong contender, this move will make Rinoa very, very viable. Because you have 3 turn silence, confusion, and berserk nullify, and on top of that, you have your casting time activation greatly reduced. I'm not sure what this number is, because if it's 600, then that means the heals will be instant cast for the first 3 turns. So that's something we'll have to go and you know, discover later on. And then finally, the last skill here, this is an attack move. No, this is not an attack move. This is the haste move. So for 3 turns, it will give 1 target haste, and then on top of that, it will also give the target area resistance, and it will give Rinoa hate down. By the way, for those of you guys who are watching live, if you're wondering about, you know, if you missed some of the descriptions here, I think later on, if WOTV calc is still not updated yet, later on I'll do like a recap where I go through all the skills once again. I'm just reading it now to sort of familiarizing myself on what all of the skills does. And then for the sub job, I think you want to use this because I think I just saw. Okay, so Rinoa might want to use this as the sub job because this attack here is a single target attack that removes courage and dispels all buffs on the target. But unfortunately, it's not an attack move. It's a TP only move, which means that you're only able to use this in manual play. Because in auto play, the AI will just not use this move. So maybe you won't use the sub job. And then she has 1 more AoE healing on her main sub job. This is an AoE healing move that will give everyone in this AoE range HP recovery M and it will also recover some of their AP as well. So overall, I think right now at this point it's hard to say if Rinoa will be good enough, because we do need to we do need to find out if her healing is instant cast or not for the first 3 turns. And then for her weapon, her unique weapon, it gives you healing ability up 15, and that's it. That's the only thing you get from it. It's pretty crap. By the way, this weapon you can only equip on Rinoa and Slime. Those are the only 2 units that will be able to equip this. Horrible, horrible weapon. Fari says it's a TP skill. Yeah, I just noticed that. I didn't see that it's a TP skill until I finished reading the skill, so that's why I said what I said. Alright, so we've just, what do you guys think? We've just finished going through all of the skills on Squall and Rinoa, and personally I feel like, at this point really, I feel like their approach with the FF8 characters is to make them somewhat relevant, but they were clearly trying to hold back on making them too strong. And so now the question then becomes, will they even be, will they even be viable in the current meta, right? Because really we are looking at, there's a lot of things you have to consider, like for example, Squall doesn't have that much damage against any target that has a lot of defense. So a lot of tanks and all of that stuff, which is kind of weird for an attacker. And also, like I said, Squall doesn't have courage, re-raise, or barrier, so who knows how good he is going to be. And then for Rinoa as well, there's the healing is kind of, I mean, the main problem is that it's not instant cast. So yeah, you might not, the healing might not come out in time, so who knows if she's going to be good enough. Anyway, I think this is going to be it for my stream this time. It's I have to go and deal with something as well, and also I actually haven't finished my dailies in Global Version, so I'm gonna have to go and do that before going out to do some stuff. So gonna call it here. Like I said, later on I'll be uploading my pulls video as well as like a recap of all of the skills for Squall and Rinoa. So hope you guys will check those videos out once they're up. And then I believe sometime later this week, I'm pretty sure somebody in my guild will basically get Squall and Rinoa up to level 140 within like a day. So I think I might be able to try and record some mock battles featuring level 140 Squall and Rinoa for you guys. So if you want to see all of that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to be informed whenever those videos go live, probably sometime tomorrow. So that's gonna be it for now. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next